Call the meeting to order. It's 7 o'clock. And, let's see. Anybody out there for public comment?
Nope.
No? Okay.
No public comment.
Shocker.
Okay.
Never know.
So, 2024 townwide cleanup.
All right, so let's start with totals. It was 4,660 pounds.
Wow.
1,900 at Tons of Toes, 960 at Tons of Meat, 1,000 at Farms and Fire, and 700 at Irving Roberts. So, I did look in last year was 3,900 pounds, so we're 500 higher than last
Yay!
year. We get the truck totals because the totals on the sign-in sheet don't always add up because the heavy items are only count for 25 pounds. So that's why we get the totals from highway. We did collect a lot more.
So these are the totals that you get from the highway weighing the trucks?
Yeah, so they weigh them in the morning, and then they write it down, and then they weigh it when it gets back.
Okay, so, I'm not sure if this happens everywhere, but at Dunks's Hose, Congregational Church dumped a lot of things. They were doing their annual cleanup. And so they wanted to dump stuff in our dump truck. Said, why not? Sure. We didn't weigh that stuff.
Bummer, dude.
Yeah, we didn't
Yeah.
include it in the weights, right?
But it was fairly expensive, fairly weighty.
Yeah, I think they've been doing it for a while, though, so
Yeah.
Oh,
probably,
all right,
Yeah.
so it's proportion.
yeah.
But it was like, bags of books,
Heavy stuff.
more than the usual stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, I know
No,
sometimes
I'm not sure that happens anywhere else.
But it was also bulk pickup that Monday, so what's the difference if it went in the truck
Yeah,
that day? Because we didn't count it, so we
Right.
figured it wouldn't hurt.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm glad
absolutely.
to help them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
then before we go into everything else, for household hazardous waste, we had 802 cars. And I know total e-waste collected was just over 8,000 pounds of TVs, printers.
Oh.
Just our town or all the towns?
So that's all the towns. The truck had to take multiple trips.
Wow.
When I came back to put everything away around 2 o'clock, there was a guy just sitting out there with everything, and the whole front parking lot was full still. So this had to take multiple trips. So a lot of people dropped off stuff for that. And here's the, it was 5.5 hours of shredding, which was, and said it was not like 9,000 pounds of paper shredded. All handwritten, it's hard to read sometimes.
Does the shredded paper get recycled, though?
No,
I can find out.
Isn't it
I
a
don't
shred
know.
I
truck?
think so.
Yeah,
No.
so we,
shredded paper doesn't get.
it's bank, it's financial documents.
Right, so that's what I thought.
But it's part of our, stormwater permit for some reason, that we have to have a shred event every year, so.
I'd like to suggest that next year maybe we have more because we couldn't leave our stuff off. I mean, they're.
Yeah, so the problem was is everyone wants to do the event on Earth Day. And we were late getting the truck this year, so they only had one truck available, and we almost didn't have a truck because the, brake cylinder went on the truck, so they were able to get a replacement and get it to the library, for Saturday, but we almost didn't have a truck at all.
Well, I'll tell you, I took all my stuff down to the UPS store to shred it. It was like $125.
Yeah,
So this is a great deal.
Yeah. No, it's free, so. Wait a minute.
Somebody said they did the same thing last year, though. Is that true?
Shredding?
Mm.
Yeah, we do it every year.
No,
Friday.
but there was only one truck last year, too.
Yeah, it's because everyone is trying to do it, so it depends on when you get in.
Mhm.
I think cleanup day was Saturday. I think Shannon called them Monday morning to book our 2 trucks for next year. Because there was just so much to get. And one of the things we talked about is, I think it's Iron Mountain, I'm not sure, of just having the bins, the locked bins where you can just dump it in. Some people want to see it shredded, some people are comfortable just dumping it in the bin. It's locked, they know it gets shredded. I mean, that's what we do here at Town Hall. Most of it goes into a bin, and it gets, you know, they come once every few months and dump it in the truck and shred it. So, possibly doing that to.
So one of the things, I'm not sure how much conversations you have with other, shredders, but Iron Bank does shredding, periodically at different places, and they were doing shredding on the same day we were, not in Newville or Farmington. So if they could have a shredding station open on the same day, that would take a lot of burden off of what we're doing.
Right, I think most banks have shredding events throughout the year anyway. It's part of their requirements as well, because financial documents, but I think, because Bree said she had to pay.
Yeah.
It might be different if you're a bank member. They don't charge you, but,
I'm not sure how Iron Bank does it.
Yeah.
It was free for me. I'm on
right.
Right.
It might be like, most banks won't even give you change if you don't have an account with them, so that may be something.
That's right.
I know there's a lot of light bulbs for, I'm trying to read it, it's all, they gave it to us in linear feet, and I'm trying to find that. I know, oil, and this is all in the SharePoint folder that I sent everyone, so I can't find that.
So it was a very successful year
Yeah.
compared to previous years?
Yeah, I don't,
Okay.
in the rain.
yeah,
Now, this is in the, folder that you sent out?
yeah, yeah.
Today?
I think I sent it last week, but everything's in there.
Okay.
And I can resend it again, tomorrow when I do the minutes. So everyone has it.
I saw the sheets from each location.
Yep, I'll get that.
I didn't see this stuff.
Yeah, I didn't want to print it all out. My printer would have had a fatal.
My printer went.
Yeah, Green Efforts should not print all the things.
That's what I figured. I would figure out being a good girl.
So it's that. John, do you have anything from the Lions Club for how many bottles were collected?
No.
No? Okay. I know last year they gave us a total, so I just thought I'd ask. All right, heaviest haul. Jen sent the prizes. You know, Amy's got 1, 2, 3. Here, let's do this. All right, we got it.
I'm gonna have to move my taxes.
Here.
3 gifts and then 1 from the
Yeah,
store.
that's right.
Oh, thank you.
So you have 3 gift cards, right?
3, yeah.
Okay.
And the jewelry item, wait.
Yeah, no, I just want to figure out the gift card first. We have 3 from Priya.
Then I have 1.
1, 2,
She was never,
I know.
2,
oh,
but there's 3.
for Walmart,
There's 2 for Walmart,
and 1 for J. Timothy's,
so
right?
that's 200, and,
Yeah, amount per
Yeah.
item.
yeah, and
So,
then 1 for J. Timothy's, and then the jewelry item.
okay, so we've got that. Jennifer's not here tonight, but she's got 3 gift cards for Naples. We still have Ron's. Farmington Mini Golf just needs to know, how many parks are fire in Bollywood. So, okay, all right.
Really lovely how generous people are with these.
All right, so, looking at our totals, I did this by each, location. The only ones that are spread out through multiple locations are the,
RDCDC.
thank you. So, RTC won this year at 641.
Excellent.
Then our craft came in 583 at, then, I don't know how we want to, decide our categories or anything, because I know we don't really have any, we have a lot this year, a lot of prizes this year. I know there's, 2 businesses that participated, that were part of the totals. And there's one Boy Scout, Cub Scout troop, I'm sorry.
Yep, 170,
And everything else was either families or
individual.
individuals. We did have one other company participate on Monday after the cleanup. I just gave them some supplies. They didn't have anything weighed. They coordinated with, Highway to get everything picked up. So that was, no, architecture firm in, Riverside Plaza.
So, I know last year we didn't give prizes to our DTC, RTC. We just gave them bragging rights and like lorded over the other party's head, I think was the, just because they're elected officials getting prizes, like we were like, like us, like as appointed, giving prizes to elected. So if everyone's fine with that, it's probably the better.
I didn't even know we did that. I don't even know how it's even measured.
What's that?
The Democrats and the Republicans.
Well, when people come in, they say whether they're voting, whether they're collecting individually or for a group.
For a group, okay, I see.
We probably should have told the people that were manning the stations to ask people that, because a lot of people, some people said, oh yeah, they're doing it for the Democratic team or the Republican team. At least at Tungus Hose, we had it pretty much nailed down as to who was
The
doing
thing
what.
about it is that the sheets we hand out, fill in,
Yeah.
don't have the team name. You know, so they say, what's your name, you know, and how much do you bring, how much do you bring in?
Name.
What?
It says name and
Not
group
on,
name.
not on the form that we were filling out.
Okay, so whoever created these forms did a great job.
This one.
Was,
Yeah, the one that
who made that?
Stacy did.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was, I thought that was really good. However, I kind of thought that you should revise it a little bit.
Yeah, let's do it.
So what I do is I was playing around, this is my thing, I do this. Okay. So I'm a organization freak. But, so what I did was I added name, team, troop, DC, RTC. So that people can put it, or
And
at
then maybe
least
like-
when you're,
Maybe add like choose one or something,
Or
so
at
that
least when
people
you're
can't be
managing-
like,
next to it.
yeah, so what we
Yeah.
did at Tungus Hose was just circled whether what they were. They feel like, here, this is what I did, was I asked people and I would circle it so that you could tell. So that way they could get an individual gift if they want it individually, or then, because I knew that they didn't give gifts for the group.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know, I proposed to do it that way. I mean, there was wasn't enough room for pounds either. It was kind of squished in. I just made that a little bigger. Great. But, so if you're happy with that, that's kind of what I figured we could do for next year.
Yep.
A small improvement, but I was glad we had those forms, so thank you for that.
Yeah, sure.
That was my first time too, and I had no idea.
So Garrett,
Mm-hmm.
you could stand up and I couldn't read the.
No, you're right.
Well, I'm trying to understand, so you have the group here,
Yeah, that was more so just like visually so that I could
so,
mark.
so the first two, under group, the first two things is DTC, then you have a total for RTC.
Yeah, that was just off to the side. So this was just based on who had marked it, on the forms, and then Amy had, found a bunch of people that hadn't marked it as so, It doesn't matter. at this point.
Though, well, the totals that are next to Garrett's name were preliminary. Garrett had totaled those.
Okay.
And then there were a couple small errors, nothing big, but,
Yeah, thank you. Well, one was pretty big.
well. So then I checked his work, and I came up with a different total. And the other groups, other than Tungus Hose, didn't get the RTC or the DTCs on their sheets.
Because the sheets didn't have a list for,
Right,
things for fees.
right.
Yeah, we were relying on people to know if they were.
Mine
Yeah, I
is
didn't even know
Yeah.
that they were on the sheet. The Farmington Firehouse and.
Yeah, no, we just, in the past, we've just relied on people to know what team they were on and put it down on the thing, but this will be more clear.
The gift would be between DTC and RTC, then if we are going to give it to the,
No, because they're elected officials,
Yeah.
they don't get gifts.
yes, that
So
would make,
like
okay, so
she-
that prevails.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, and we have plenty, we've got the two companies that competed, I mean, they both, they're companies, but they both collected a lot of material. EBM was 369 pounds, TDC
Do
Specialty
you
was,
have a separate sheet with the totals that you did?
no, it's just, I just used
Oh.
whatever the spreadsheet was. And TDC Specialty was the other one. Probably give the, mini golf to the Cub Scout troop.
Mhm. And then, were there any other teams other than the boys volleyball?
No.
Okay, so they could be,
Yeah, we had, there was a group from, the First Church of Farmington, but we didn't give any totals.
she emailed me a total.
There were two teams, the PAC team, PAC 170,
Yep,
and the boys volleyball,
right.
okay?
So since we have a lot, and if for promotion in the future, if we wanted to make a high school team, we could give it to them, and then next year when we're promoting it, be like, the high school team won last year, that won last year, to just sort of, since we have a lot of prizes, and then
You want to put
the scouting team that won this year, we don't have to say, oh, no, all the scouting teams,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then
What, how many,
businesses.
can I ask,
Well-
how many prizes are you giving out? Do you mind if I ask? Are you giving to the scouts and a school team?
See the screen, Kate?
No, I mean, what are the categories that you're actually giving to this year? I'm sorry, I'm a little,
That's what we're deciding right now.
because we always had given to a school, group. It looks like the only school was the Farmington High group.
yes, that's all we see on here.
Yeah, so, I mean, because you have so many prizes, I don't know if you want to give them anything, but we always gave to a school group, we gave to a scouting troop, we gave to a civic, which is, Dems or Republicans, and we gave to, a business.
Well, and then what do you do for the heaviest haul? Isn't that the individual that brought the most?
Yeah, and a person too. Yeah, like an individual person. So I don't know if you have that. Do you have somebody that brought in a lot?
Democrats.
So John, though, I'm not an individual, I'm
Yeah.
part of a team. So the individual award goes to the person who is not part of a team,
Oh, okay,
who brought in the most.
oh, okay, I was trying to,
Yeah, I'm still wondering how the change from the Republicans to the Democrats happened
Well-
between Garrett and Amy.
because, well,
But some people didn't mark that they were actually participating with with the Republicans or the Democrats.
right.
But it only happened with Republicans, not the Democrats?
No, he had gotten, well, his
Well,
total
if
for
there's
the,
others that participated and didn't tell me, I mean,
I was just surprised that between the two checks, that the Republican total changed and the Democrat total never changed. That's all.
Well, I don't have the list of who's on the DTC,
It was just who came in and said,
who came and said. But for the Republicans, there were some here that were there for that reason, and they didn't mark it next to it. Like, you could see here, you could flip through that. Those were the people that I knew that were doing it for the RTC that went.
so those are people who came in and donated or brought in trash, but didn't say who they were from, what team they were
Well,
on.
they didn't write it down, but that's
Right, and
what
that's,
they did it for.
so that's, one of the things about this is that we, if we're gonna do teams, we clearly have to be able to mark down what team somebody's on,
Yeah.
as opposed to coming later and saying,
Well,
which
for the
team they're on.
RTC, there were some that were, well, the the Republican state representative called me and he wanted a location, so when his name was on the list, it was clear that he was, those are the only changes that we wrote, were the ones that we knew for sure. And when we were at Tungus Hose, you were telling me who was
Right.
Democratic team.
Right, and I don't know who was at the other sites.
Right, and at the other locations, I'm just not sure, other than, I know the Republicans, I don't know the Democrats.
At our site, we did not, have
No,
the
we
Republican
didn't do,
versus
we didn't
Democrat.
know anything about this.
Well, you
But
didn't
again,
know.
We didn't know, but,
To ask, yeah.
Right.
but to be, you know, to make it fair, when people were writing down their names and emails and everything, they could have always said, well, I represent the Democrats.
Right,
So they have the
right.
option of doing it. It's
But
not
that's
like-
what-
Right, if they knew to do it,
If they knew to do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That would help in future, but, yeah.
Yeah, that's why, yeah, that's a
That's
good,
why I made these changes, because I figured it would help.
But
Mhm.
but
Going-
we went on and made the Democratic changes.
Pardon me?
Did anybody go through the list, make changes for the Democrats?
no, she's talking about the
But if
list.
somebody came, like if I was cleaning up and you could be like, she's a Democrat, I'm like, but no, I wanted to compete as myself, like you can't make that decision for people.
Right, the person has to say what team they're
You
on.
have to say.
Bit more advantageous to be an individual.
But the thing about it is, and we're talking about the Democrats and Republicans, was normally fighting, but talking about the,
Over trash.
Louisville PTO. Talk about the Louisville PTO, or the No Walls PTO. The people who are picking up trash for those teams wouldn't necessarily say they're with the PTO, No Walls. They would just come in and pick up trash.
Right.
And
Well, on the sign-up sheet, it says name or team name.
No, it doesn't say
The
that.
people that are
No, it
doing
doesn't
the
say that.
sheets,
Right,
the
the
sign,
task.
when people show up with their trash, the people that are manning the stations really need to know what to ask, so that's why I put it on the top, so it just, you could say, are you individual, are you in a team, are you,
Yes.
you know, I tried to, I mean, if there's something else I could add to the top to let us,
I would only just add that they can only choose one on that line, like choose one
okay.
above that, so someone's not like, I'm a,
I'm on all these teams.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
Player.
Yeah, then-
The church and the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, I'm a Democrat and with the church,
I
so.
think that's something we need to really talk about next year before we start, to
Yeah,
make sure everybody knows that if you're at the stations, that you ask the people.
And we could pre-establish the categories and advertise the categories and then have the categories laid out so people, when they're signing in, know what they're competing in.
You do it as an individual, or these are the groups that you can be part of. But also, we may need to say that if you're part of like a Democratic group or a Republican, any elected body, then probably not gonna get a gift.
But bragging rights for the Dems and
But the
Republicans,
thing
I
is
think.
that if the form is laid out,
Agreed.
so that you ask the person what their name is, and they say, my name is John Jones, and then you say, are you a part of a team? And they say, yes, I'm part of the New Orleans PTO. And it's sort of a clear question, as opposed to them telling your name and having them have to say, I'm part of this group. Ask them if they're part of a team.
Right.
Ask them if they're part of a team first. maybe that should be the
Well,
first.
you still wanna know the name.
Yeah.
I think it's important for people to be recognized as individuals, even though they're part of a team.
Yeah.
But you ask them the name, they asked it, are you part of a team? Not hard.
Right. And we did, that's what, we did, but I think there's a lot of people manning the stations that did it for the first time.
Yeah,
That's right, and,
we did have a couple people say, I want it for the RTC or the DA.
yes,
Oh.
Give them the option.
Is that somehow advertised among the Republicans and the Democrats? They
I
all.
mean, whatever group you're with, like Matt Huff, I'm always gonna say his name wrong.
Yeah.
He put it in his, like, emails that he sends Dems, and I'm sure if the PTA wanted to,
I see.
yeah. If you're organizing a group, you gotta tell your group members
Right.
that they're part of the group.
and generally, groups like Miss Porter's,
For sure.
all those girls who were out there picking up trash, they're gonna say, I'm part of Miss Porter's tool.
Right, right.
Yeah. We'll have to figure out how to do that better next year. But it's good that we've got the J. Timothy's, because that could go to a group, and everybody could, you know. I mean, some of these, I don't know how you split it out.
I don't know if there are kids who are doing this, they could probably use the Farmington cause.
Yeah, so I think-
Ice cream.
I think normally we give the Scout troop the mini golf gift card, because it's mini golf and ice cream.
Yeah, it was brownies last year, so,
Yeah.
so, great.
And I mean, they were up there, they had 179.8 pounds.
Okay, so you're writing all this down?
I got an email from First Church, they said they had 137 pounds. Is that?
Yeah, there's like, it's hard to tell if it was a bracket or not, but yeah. So
Yeah,
there's
137.
There's Bill Hamburg, Paul, Megan and Sean Archibald, maybe, and David.
But I don't know who they are.
It says 137, so that would be so the First Church was 137.
Yeah.
So,
So, yeah, mini golf for the Cub Scouts, and they're really good about, like, the mini golf club, just like,
How many ever?
however many kids should be, yeah, they're awesome,
that's
amazing,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
Troop 170,
PAC 170.
PAC 170, okay, sorry.
troops are for girls.
Yeah, I know.
No, really?
You can tell, my daughter.
Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts is PAC.
Oh,
And they just changed the name today.
Change the name of the Cub Scouts?
Boy Scouts of America is now
South America.
Scouts of America.
Oh. I'm assuming.
But it's just boys.
They let girls in.
No.
They did let girls
Yeah.
in.
All right.
And are there still Girl Scouts?
I have no idea.
Girl Scouts isn't called Girl
70.
Scouts anymore as well.
And that was,
I think girls are still just girls. I don't know, though.
It's along the road.
yeah, Collins.
Realm. I just eat the cookies.
All right,
What, let's look at the, not to be gender biased, but like, who's the heaviest haul in terms of the, like, jewelry price?
That's where I was headed.
How do you
That's a
stop?
good-
Because-
And then also, like,
yeah, not a boy, Ryan is gonna
Oh,
want that.
I wanna be the individual, I got 31 pounds.
She had a huge amount, and then she came back with a huge battery as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
What
Oh,
location?
Farmington
That
Fire.
was Farmington Fire.
Farmington Firehouse.
It was really heavy. Was it just as you were leaving,
yeah, I
or?
Was it
just
Yeah, I didn't see her.
Lonnie,
Lonnie?
There-
Lani, or she's got a total of 6 here.
So last year, for the number one person, I gave him a choice between the Farmington Jewelers and the automotive, and it
Yeah.
happened to be a woman, and she happened to choose the Farmington Jewelers, so.
Happened to, right?
I mean, again,
57.
sorry. again, the number one
The
company
total
was EBM.
127 or something, or it was like totally
So what are
127
they gonna
pounds.
get? EBM, what do you suggest?
One of
I don't know.
So the groups are challenging. I think last year EBM got $100 wooden tap gift card.
Yeah, they didn't know last year.
So which ones are the companies? The TDC
TDC
is one.
Specialty and EBM are the only ones that had totals.
EBM, right?
It's
Oh,
a German,
EBM is here. They had
specialty manufacturer. They
369.
make, in Farmington, they make
Yeah.
like, fans and it's like a very,
They were in the
it's a
paper.
big company with a very small factory in Farmington.
And what was
They were in the paper, just,
Um,
they're just expanding.
there's
they
another
come out-
company,
They have a store or
EBM.
something?
no.
They come out every year,
Yeah, they do. They're awesome. They're EBM Pabst, but they don't make beer.
Yeah,
This
so we had
is one.
TDC Specialty.
EBM tap?
EBM, and then the other one.
I think it's with a P, isn't it?
Yeah,
No?
So they don't have
Oh,
a
I'm sorry, I
total.
didn't hear what you
I thought it
said.
was Pabst, like
It
P-A-B,
is.
I thought it was the same as the beer, right?
yeah, yeah.
It is not, there's no tall boys there.
PAPST, P-A-P-S-T.
So EBM had 369.
369.74.
Right.
Just curious, how many of them?
And then,
No, fans and motors.
and then, oh,
Yeah, they didn't put down a total, but we could find out, but but it was,
they didn't put down a what?
$28 bags. Well, if you multiple 25, so I would assume it's they probably had, I think they usually have like 20 people participating, if I remember correctly.
Could have been a heavy item that they.
Oh.
just-
Yeah, I see 25,
Pallets.
right, on the dot. We've got
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 25 on the dot, so.
Because we had a couple really big items. Remember that pole?
Yeah.
That they brought?
Toilet at, Tungus Meeting.
Ah, the Boy Scouts tried to like get, I'm sorry, the volleyball team tried to get a big, large, like, stick, and we're like,
TV was in wood.
I think that was at the meet, and no one
Yeah.
ever told me where it was. By the time I got to the meet, everyone was gone, so.
yeah,
Um,
they were trying, those volleyball boys.
So.
so, speaking of
25?
volleyball.
How do we give them a gift for 25?
So I think the idea is,
Like a old restaurant, they can get part of a lunch or something. I mean,
like the Walmart gift cards could be all snacks, but somebody
I
could.
guess like maybe for the volleyball team, maybe Walmart or Highland Park Market, they can get snacks for a trip or something.
Mhm.
They
Yeah,
could
Walmart.
probably do more with Walmart,
Mm.
I would think.
Mm.
Do one for, okay. Mabel. Do we want to do,
Do you need to add another line, because there's 2 Walmarts?
I think we've got a lot this year, so I don't know if we want to hold on to some for next year. Or here, let me just do this.
Can you hold on to them for a year?
Yeah, we did that with a few from last year.
Mhm.
There was one for Fork and Fire we had left over, because I think there was someone that just never got back to us.
Yeah, like her email kept bouncing and I was like, I can't, and then life happened and then I felt guilty for like 9 months straight.
Well, is it better to have an email or a phone number? Because emails are hard.
They're hard to read, yeah.
I was
I
collecting.
hate
phone
calling
numbers.
people more than anything in the world.
Well, that, and
But I think that's just,
a lot of people don't pick up because it's not a number they
Right,
know.
they recognize.
then you're paying for
Well,
it.
if you leave if you leave a voicemail, they usually get back to you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
That's
what,
you're gonna give you your prize.
that's what I was thinking, and that's why I was taking phone numbers versus emails.
Right.
We should distribute the Walmart, because they're a corporation, they should give to us every year. We should distribute the Naples and / Fork and Fire, because those are the 2 holdovers from last year, so like, and then automotive, we should also distribute, because that's a holdover from last year. We don't want to keep it being like, yeah, we didn't give it out.
Yeah,
Especially for small businesses.
Yeah.
alright,
I think it's
so what if we did, so,
Wouldn't giving away all the prizes actually encourage more people to do it for the next year instead of holding on to it?
yeah,
The more you give, the more you receive.
alright.
And we could start collecting these gift items earlier too.
Yeah,
We
And
give
it-
it, we
and I think it
give
would
out
also
the
give
person who was
publicity
second.
to the businesses, you know, which they're waiting to, I mean,
Yeah.
if Walmart doesn't need publicity, but the rest of them,
yeah,
Right.
you know, your hole in the wall kind of thing, need publicity.
Maybe perhaps we could do like J-Tim and Walmart for like snacks and drinks type of thing, or $200, that's a lot.
Well, I'm not sure, who won the individual award?
hold on.
What do you mean, the heaviest haul
Yeah.
as
I
an
think-
individual?
Yes.
So you have to look at everything that doesn't say RTC or
Right.
DTC. And we did the company, so the first one is a company.
Hold on.
You can give the person who was second heaviest all one of the prizes.
This person had 12, this person had 25.
And volleyball.
Can you
We haven't figured it
sort
out yet?
the,
No, and it's,
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out with the Zoom overlay is not
One so far.
all that helpful.
I'm not sure we need to answer the question right now. All I'm saying is that if we have more prizes than winners, we can give some prizes to the person who came in second.
So this
Yeah.
Jill
Categories.
Hammerborough,
Hamburger.
Hammerberg,
Yeah.
Well, she was with
She was with the church.
First
Concord
Church, so I don't
Church.
know if we want to just give something to the church.
oh, yeah.
so they had 137. That's the highest number as far as not being RTC, DTC, or a business.
Alright.
Mhm.
Were they a
They
civic,
actually-
they're a civic group?
It's the Congo Church, Congregational
Yeah,
Church.
alright.
Yeah. So, that was the picture that you had? Yeah, so.
So we can certainly give out, we have extra prizes, we can give some out to people who deserve them, who didn't necessarily win their category.
Right.
Whether it be the civic organization or be the second individual.
So I think the
You're coming down
individual,
the list.
Jill
and
is
listing
First
the
Church.
prizes.
yeah, I think,
Hamburg, B-E-R-G.
did I misspell three?
So,
E-R-G?
B-E-R-G, yeah.
so I'm not sure if you don't have to figure this out now,
None?
but we can simply say, we can give a prize to the second place.
67 was the first one, but later on she got the, battery,
Is it,
totaling one. Yeah. So, I apologize.
27 plus
Anyway,
40,
plus
okay,
20,
all right.
That's the final one, okay.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
no.
I forgot which one it was.
So Lonnie is the highest single person at 67, Lonnie Ralstrom.
What category? is it?
She was under
Farmington
Fire,
Fire.
67 pounds.
Yeah, okay. So she's the individual.
Yeah, so
So she should get the bracelet.
I'd say we can offer either the bracelet or just let her pick, but I'll put her down for that.
Who came in second?
Fun. Over here too, so.
How many?
And maybe First Church for the other Walmart one, or J. Timothy's?
Use EV tab still.
People, I'm sorry.
Uh,
Just 150 or,
yeah, we've got one from last year.
but kids are interested in that too.
First Church has the food pantry, and they may,
I think Walmart might be good for that
for
one,
them,
because they can
yeah.
buy some food for the food pantry or
right.
something.
I'm on that board too.
Um,
I'm like, yes, they should, let's give them Walmart.
Let's see, I think. heaviest was Neelam Arts. I don't know if we wanna,
What do we got?
Automotive,
second,
has to go to an individual.
yeah.
Can't give it to a group unless they have fleet vehicles.
You said bronze, right?
Yes.
Um,
The church group might like the Bollywood Dreams too. If we're trying to figure out where to give those to.
Would Highland Park Market, will it help the church group?
I mean, the church group might just want to celebrate. I don't know.
I don't know about it. How many folks are there in that?
In the picture, there was like 8 for the church.
got 3 for Hollywood Dreams. I don't know if you wanna do, let's see, I think we only had really 3 groups aside from the businesses and the party and the
Or like
collective
family
party.
or something?
Yeah.
Oh, so many families, you know, with these 2
Mhm,
kids
yeah,
walking.
right.
So you kind of like, you know, it's a restaurant maybe, but like.
Yeah.
I haven't tried Pork and Fire, is that a good restaurant?
Oh, yeah.
Top 5 could get a fifth, like, we have.
Yeah.
I would
So-
encourage up to 5.
Yeah.
That was first church.
What is Bollywood Dreams? Is that a restaurant?
It's the Indian restaurant in the white building
That
on,
used to be the cure.
Pomona
You
Pete.
know where there's that
Yeah,
spa,
we're-
there's
we're
a
out.
spa there.
There's one more in
I
between.
forget what spa.
no, it was, Flavors of Nawab, and then it
Yeah.
changed to Bollywood Dreams. It's right, there's Bruno's Cafe, there's, the gym.
Mill Street, Unionville.
George's Pizza,
There.
that complex, it's
Oh,
across the
okay.
Yeah.
Union School.
I gotta get out more clearly.
There's wonderful
That was
spa
what- this
there.
is the only one
you
that
know,
was
Mhm.
No,
building, but it's
from
there.
there.
No, I
Oh,
removed,
okay.
I removed
Oh,
some, like filters, they're not actually gone.
And they also do like,
Got it.
they've started, doing, like Indo-American breakfast, brunch.
Oh,
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's kind of, we can pick and choose.
right,
Uh,
thanks.
yeah, I always have trouble here.
There you go.
Yeah, Mill Street.
Yeah.
There was the dollar stores right across from it.
No, it's right down the street.
Ew.
So the dollar store's right there. The other company that participated, TDC Specialty.
Right near the
Are
Union
you
School.
oriented? Do you
back of
know
the
where you
park.
are? Across from the post office in Unionville?
This is so weird. No. No.
Back her up. She's not gonna be able to concentrate.
But it's just odd to meeting.
All right, Stop and Shop back here, McDonald's,
Mhm.
CVS. This is now Dollar Tree, it was Walgreens, Dunkin' Donuts, the bottle
Mhm.
shop. Then you head down, yeah, you've got
Back to
Unionville
post
Post
office.
Office, the George's.
On the other side of the street.
There,
Oh, now I know where we are. Okay.
There,
Yeah.
and there's
Wow.
businesses here, here, here. You get down the street.
in George's Pizza too.
And Bruno's Cafe is there now, and they have great cinnamon rolls.
Bruno's is right there, you got fitness,
Ooh.
do that. And then it brings you, then you end up at Union School, so about, Hollywood Dreams is right in this space,
Oh, okay.
here, I don't remember.
Big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a big space.
I think we planning to do like a entire outdoor spaces also there, so it's like
Nice.
summer, they're planning
nice.
to do some, looking forward, but let's
Get back to the gift.
All right, yeah. So,
Otherwise we'll be here all
Taking a
night.
Yeah.
cat tour.
um,
Great.
So who are the next 3 highest heaviest all people?
As far as individuals,
yeah. We've got,
Theo is 1260. Theo is 1260. Mainville is 2540. That's high.
Oh, we had a Boy Scout troop too.
Okay, three.
That's what I was missing.
And there was, my wife and my neighbor too. Right there.
Is Nina baby the next?
Yeah.
There's three boys right there.
Yeah. We got 39,
When you say IAR, are they representing IAR?
no, that's just the
Everybody-
cleanup location.
Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
it was just so it was all on one sheet.
39 is Ansel John.
Yeah, that's, I was gonna say 39 is the next one, which is, Boy Scout
Happened to
troop.
Liz Ziemba, she won last year and she only got 4 pounds, what's up?
Next time I'll sort
Who?
this by ton.
That one there, oh.
Yeah, it was just 'cause it was all in one,
Yeah, I should have
one,
done that, but I didn't think about,
spreadsheet, it was easier.
my first time through this, so I didn't play around too much.
Yeah, so next up would be this group of Boy Scouts. I don't know if we wanna give them,
A pizza?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think
That
that's
sounds
right.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
boys love pizza,
They
right?
would make
Yeah, I
short
like
work
that.
of a pizza
Yeah.
too.
That's good, let's do
What
that.
troop,
they didn't say which troop, it just says Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
what, place did they come into?
But
Was
What
that,
place did they come into?
IAR,
Oh, it's Troop 68.
John knows.
That's impressive.
I'm impressed.
Unusual is 170.
Oh, oh, hmm.
Troop 68, John?
268.
268.
No, but just 68.
268.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yep.
All right.
And then the next one is this one,
Now,
because that's 3450.
what do you want, Stacy?
oh,
Next up.
oh, no, we can't, no,
Sure?
yes.
Okay.
A pizza.
Where's your son want?
Yeah, really, pizza, but we actually got another huge bag, but it was after,
They were all first
Oh.
first.
yeah.
So Jill, Paul, and David were all first.
I was so proud, he's like, this cup is like, it was from 2016. Like, oh.
So,
Justin?
I don't think committee members should be taking prizes.
you did the Lonnie one, right?
Yes, Lonnie got the bracelet.
Okay.
And
And then
why
I,
did we give Neelam the Iran Automotive? It was just like that?
Yeah, we've had that since last year, so,
Okay,
yeah, they were the next runner-up.
okay.
Because the highest is Lonnie and then Stacy.
Okay.
This is the Boy Scout troop.
And the volleyball team? they-
Yeah, volleyball, we gave them Walmart and.
Oh, okay.
what about
Right.
this one, did you, or this one? That's an individual, right?
No, it wasn't script. The mouse is being really whiny.
Huh?
The mouse is like, the battery might be dying.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Um,
Yeah, that person has
So
the,
that's like probably a family or a couple.
okay, so they should get one, right? We gotta give them something.
We've got two more Naples,
Aren't you, oh,
8 Timothy's.
And fire too, right?
Park and Fire in Bollywood.
fucking fire for a family, I don't know.
The Boy Scouts team,
We've given the Naples. They're,
only for $50? Or
We
do
should
you
give
wanna
them two.
all- Yeah.
Give them
I-
two, yeah.
Because you say there are 8, right?
Because one pizza's like $35 these
Yes.
days.
Yes. Make them happy.
all right, family, do you wanna do Park and Fire?
Sure. What kind of restaurant is spoken?
What kind of a restaurant?
I mean, is it
Tapas?
They have like a Korean chicken sandwich that's delicious. They have like a Caesar salad that's amazing.
A family could eat there, put it that way.
Yeah, it's got flatbreads, it's got,
Now,
Wings that are delicious.
they're entered as a family?
well, 2 people. I didn't write kids, but that was at Tungus Ho, so I'm assuming Amy signed them in.
So either way, when you.
So, are they under the category of individuals, or are they in the category, do we have a category of family?
We don't.
No, just because we don't really know. They only put their names down, they don't sometimes.
We have them as an individual.
Well, I don't have any problem giving them the price, but I'm just trying to figure out.
Category as
Well,
a
give-
family.
Well, I think some of it is we've had some stuff for a year, so we want to give away some of that stuff.
I don't have any problem giving it away, I'm just trying to figure out what the categories we're giving away.
I think we're
doing
have
the-
the categories
doing-
pre-established next year.
We're doing by weight now, individuals by weight.
Okay,
I mean, we had 2 companies participate and they both collected that. Do you want to give something to the other company? They had 157.5 pounds.
yes.
Yeah.
And they're located in Unionville, so they're in the same
You know
plaza
what?
with Bollywood, so maybe.
They should
yeah.
get the J. Timothy one.
Is it J. Tim?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. Because it's workers, they could go there and have
Right.
a meal or drinks or whatever they wanted to do.
And for Bollywood, it would be great to give it to 3 different families to get 3 different possible new customers through the door.
Well, is
Yeah, I think
the
we're,
company is in Unionville?
yeah, they're in that same plaza.
Why don't we give them the coupons to Bollywood?
What kind of company is that, I'm sorry?
Architects, I think?
No, that was the other company. Fun. Their insurance company, I don't remember. Underwriters.
Is anyone a Rangers fan and they're recording the game and I shouldn't check the score?
They could go to J. Timothy's or anything.
Ranger fans?
Keep it that way.
So, J. Timothy, all right. All right, so then, what?
Hockey.
Hockey.
I didn't want to check the score and if someone was recording it, to go home and watch it and ruin it.
So if we have a company in Unionville, it's probably in the Upson Nut Company.
Park would be good for.
If we gave them the Bollywood tickets, they could go there for lunch, and it might make them,
Institutions, if they participated, Highland Park would be a good idea.
Yeah.
so if the company is in Unionville, and they, one is a company, we gave them a coupon to Bollywood, it would encourage those people to go as a group to Bollywood for lunch.
Yeah, that's fine.
And that might make them find out the restaurant that's across the street from them, or across the parking lot from them.
All right, so then we've got AT&T, Naples, Island Park, and,
And you're giving them just one of the Bollywood films?
We can
If
do
they're a-
two. That's-
Yeah,
yeah.
because they're a big group, they could be a bigger group,
yeah,
right?
that's fine. So, we want to just save the rest for next year?
Let's
Or-
Let's give them away.
You know, let's do it.
Let's just give them away.
It's gonna look good for us if we
All
get
right,
it
no
all.
problem. All right,
Encourage
So
more
who was the
people.
group that we originally gave Bollywood to?
no, and we hadn't gotten there yet.
So if we give Bollywood all to the company in Unionville, and they give somebody else J. Timothy's,
And then we just have,
Yep.
Ooh, 150, yeah.
who's in third place individual?
Got one Naples left and.
Linda
And
Kimmel,
Highland
is
Park.
that the next one?
So the Boy Scouts got 2 $50 Naples,
yeah,
right?
Naples.
Okay.
We got one $50 Naples and one $100 to Highland.
And one
Linda
J.
Kimmel?
Timothy's too,
Yeah.
one
Or
J. Timothy's.
Theo Atkins.
Yeah, and J. Timothy still too.
Theo Atkins is,
Theo was
1260.
yeah.
He should get the Naples.
What about Rachel and Nolan, did they get something?
Yeah, we just gave them the pork and
Oh,
fire.
okay.
Why don't you the other Naples for him, that one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so just Highland Park and St. Timothy's.
And
Maybe
next
the bigger
one would
groups
be
could get,
Linda.
Well, yeah, again, we don't know.
This
who
Linda
was-
Kimmel's the
Did
next one.
Paul get something, Paul, Megan and Sean?
Yeah,
They're part
they're
of
all
the-
part of the First Church.
Oh.
All three, yeah.
What was this one? Did we do this one?
Yes, they got,
Sarah and Scott, well, that would be in that group too. First Church.
thank you, Rich.
Sure.
What was the name again, Amy? I'm sorry.
The next one I was looking at, this one. This is 12.
Here.
And this one is 12.
Do you want to give them?
Theo Atkins.
Yeah, we gave them the Naples gift card.
Okay, so.
So if we want to do J. Timothy's or Highland Park Market.
So Theo
Well, it's $100, I don't think we should give to the fifth place,
Yeah, so I don't know if we want to. We want to move either Rachel Nolan or, let's just look at who collected more.
We could just give the Boy Scouts the $100.
First Church another $100.
Yeah, hold on, and no,
Derek, would it
Who?
make it easier for you to write down what
First
they
Church.
got on the other?
That, they have not said that that's what they're gonna do with
Oh,
the prize.
okay, alright.
That was just
That-
something
that-
that, yeah, no,
Oh, okay, alright.
that'll be, all right. I'm gonna look up, Rachel and Nolan got 25 and Nolan got 50. We got the $100 run. Deal was the next one.
So give the Boy Scout troop the $100 J. Tim's, and then the $50, those two $50 can get split.
What were the three businesses got what? Just go back and recap the three businesses.
So EVM got, a small,
I don't see them getting anything up
And
there.
let's see.
you're right.
Give them the Timothy. Because that's a big
Yeah.
group, isn't it?
Oh, I think 'cause we had switched someone, that's why.
Okay, yeah, okay, so that, now that's,
There we go, thank
that's
you.
it.
So you got Highland Mark.
And Highland Market.
Okay. So who do we have left? We just need another individual? Is that what we're looking for?
Yes, or we can switch some up,
Yeah, Highland Park is,
and then they can get whatever they like. Say like you could get an ice cream stuff for an ice cream party or something like that.
or they get some food for a
Then,
camp out or
yeah,
something.
and then split the 250s. People.
So we are giving 150 to Theo Atkinson. Or,
We didn't know what he, Theo was there.
No, I need all my glasses for this meeting.
Business classes. He was at, Townsend Post.
Yeah, 12 pounds, 12.6 pounds.
Yep.
Bill Hammerberg has one, doesn't
Thank you.
he? Yeah.
I'm trying to do it without looking
Oh,
from memory. All right, I think that was everything. So then let's see who's left. All right.
13
Yeah.
pounders, right, there?
Yeah, that would be the next one. That hasn't gotten a prize, so want to give them Naples.
Put an X in front of Stacy too.
Yeah, thank you.
Ah. Okay, all right.
All right.
11 pounder, Linda, you know?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, thank you. All right, that's everything.
Okay, good.
Woo, so who got Highland Park? Oh, Scout troop,
The Boy
okay,
Scout troop.
yeah.
All right, so you're gonna distribute that to us?
Yeah,
With the
yeah.
minutes, right, with all
Yeah.
the results? Okay.
I want the names
I'll
of all
just do
those
it as,
restaurants.
Who got Bollywood Films, I'm sorry?
the company that's in Unionville.
So who
Okay,
makes,
they need an email, you know,
Yep,
so-
yeah, I've got her email.
who makes the
Right.
announcement and who did what? Like the, who
Um,
sends out? Or how do we do that?
we don't really do like an announcement or anything, we just
Yeah,
contact that, yeah, something,
Okay.
just
But
because
you-
there's, and we normally say what businesses donated, so I've got to get something to, Kathy for Monday's meeting,
Mm-hmm.
or Tuesday, thank you. So she'll announce that,
And these RTC,
yeah, I can throw those in there,
they,
or I can
Kathy
give it, I
should
can
know
give it to
that
Jo-
too.
I can give it to Joe to.
or you can give it to Joe, just don't give it to me, 'cause it looks,
Town,
doesn't look right.
do you announce the prices in anything
Period.
with regard to the town? Like,
Not really, just because, you know, people's names and everything like that, so people don't want to be, their names you out
You
there
have to
for
have
some
it
reason.
private.
Yeah, so it's more of, I mean,
but would it be positive publicity for future, you know?
yeah, so in,
You could talk in
it'll be
generic.
announced, yeah, it'll be announced at the town council meeting next week that all the companies have donated. So Bollywood Dreams and everyone else will be listed in there, so of like, this is who
Not-
donated.
Sorry to interrupt, not talking about the businesses, I'm actually talking about the individuals, that way, you know, if my name gets announced that I'm the highest hauler, it's kind of like it's a big
Yeah,
deal
well,
for
well, I
the
can,
future,
we,
you know?
we can ask everyone when we call them or email them, or it's like, are you all right if we include your name in like an announcement of who,
Newsletter
of,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, we can do something in summer or something like that.
Contacting all the people?
I can reach out to them, but I don't have any of the prices. But I'll send this out tomorrow. I know, obviously Amy's
Well,
got
you have-
the bracelet,
They can come and
yeah.
get them from you. There's all
Well, you
mine.
can hold on to that one.
Why?
I want it in my office that I'm responsible for.
Don't worry about it.
I know.
You're fine.
I know Priya said the.
If they come and
Bollywood
pick
is-
it up, they're not gonna come to my house to pick it up.
I can go to the jewelry store.
Well, I mean, wouldn't it be easier if they all came here to pick up their prizes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it
If
makes
we
no
gave all the
problem.
prizes to the town manager's office, people can come into the town
Yeah.
manager to pick them up.
Yeah, we can do that too.
Do you have a lock on your desk for all the other secret information in there?
I know.
On secret.
If you're bringing them all on the same day, wouldn't they be comparing
So
the
town
prices
council
with
is
each
next
other?
Tuesday.
Oh, but people can come in whenever they
Yeah,
want.
they just
Yeah,
come in
whenever,
whenever it's convenient
whenever
for them,
you
sorry.
want, yeah. Just walk in and.
I just don't want somebody looking at me on Tuesday saying, what were the results, and I don't have them.
No, I'll send this out.
Okay.
Yeah, but I gotta get, something to Kathy first thing in the morning, but then, I send out the minutes either.
Nice to see almost everyone has got something.
Mm.
You have.
I still think you should, talk generic, individual, say, there were so many individuals who won.
Yeah, we're not saying who, yeah,
I,
we can say we gave out 14 prizes or,
Yeah.
or,
Right.
to
no
groups
names.
and individuals and families and companies that participated.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And these were the companies that participated, we can just do that too.
Who was the winner of the civic group? Was that the church?
Yeah.
I think you could mention them.
And the Republicans and the Democrats aren't included in civic groups?
No, because we don't give them prizes, that's why. It's who's getting a prize, we can,
Well,
we can give which group collected.
so,
what-
so this is the first time everybody understands that's a change.
We didn't do it last year either. We decided not to do a prize last year either.
You announced who got more, whether it was the
Yeah,
Republicans or
yeah,
Democrats.
we did that last year.
But they didn't get
Like
a
Stacy said.
prize, they
Okay.
just got,
Okay.
Bragging
Yeah,
rights.
bragging rights for the year.
Right.
So,
Because so many are elected officials.
yeah. Or running or stuff like that.
Yeah.
yeah,
More so if you're running and you're getting a gift card from.
yeah.
Right, right.
We're the middleman. So, all right, so that's all set. I know we talked about, new sign-up sheet for next year. Because I've got on the agenda comments for 2025.
Yeah,
I know getting some smaller bags. Amy mentioned to me
With the
the day of,
I mentioned to you what?
the smaller bags, yeah.
Big
just
bags
because
are hard
some
to
of-
weigh.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it's a good size, but obviously if you're shorter or something like that, it's hard to carry, so, we can, I
So
think,
as a person who was out several days collecting trash, a kitchen bag, bag is a good size.
right,
When you fill it up, it's not too hard to carry.
right. I think we bought them, 2 years ago, and I think it was just trying to figure out what was a good value for volume and cost and everything like that, 'cause and we still bought a lot. We bought like 6 boxes, if I remember correctly, 2 years ago. And we still have a ton left, so, we can definitely,
Right, those big black ones are much better value, you just can't carry them.
right.
And they're not recyclable. aren't
They're
they?
made of recycled plastic.
They are?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
they're
we
made-
made
okay.
sure that.
We gotta make sure we do the right.
Yeah, no, that was, Kate and I worked on that
Okay.
like 2 years ago, to buy the recycled ones. I think, because they were a lot cheaper than getting like, because before we just got boxes of kitchen bags.
Right.
And we
from,
can
like,
still give
the
out
grocery
the
store.
black ones.
Yeah, we can do
but-
both, yeah, so I said,
Just try not to buy a lot of plastic for
yeah,
it.
we can buy a couple boxes for next year.
You can even get
smaller ones.
compostable ones, but I'm not sure that for trash, that's such a.
They're not gonna.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it
really matter.
the
They're
problem,
burned
the
and-
problem of it being trash, it's not like it's composted, and it needs to be thick enough, because some of those
Right.
people, they had bags that weigh,
Yeah, right.
10 pounds. If you get like the lighter weight ones, that's why we got the bags we did. Because they were thick enough that they weren't really gonna
Right.
rip.
Right.
Before we had like super
And we
eco-friendly.
have to go through the boxes, we have to go through the bins and make sure that everything is in there, a clipboard and these sheets.
Yep,
and-
yeah. Part of it was I didn't have the sign-up sheet, so Stacy ran around Saturday morning and dropped them off everywhere.
And the clear bags that the Lions Club gave us,
Yep.
those were good, because we just took some of those bags and dumped them into that.
Right, the Lions Club bags were good, they're nice and clear, but they were also too big to carry out on the street.
That's what I meant, we
Right.
dumped them into there.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
We
so I
used the
think,
smaller bags
yeah,
and
so I
dumped
think
them.
we've got a box full of, Green Efforts bags. So next year, if I can just dole those out, and then we can just have one clear bag on site. And then just fill, people bring the smaller bag, they dump the cans and bottles in that, and that way it's one bag for the Lions Club to pick up.
Well, the thing about it is, again, I don't know what happened in other places. Most people who went out with a clear bag and a black bag came back with bottles and cans in the clear bag and trash in the thing.
Right,
People who went out with one bag, did not separate them,
Right.
and it was extremely hard to separate them at the site.
Right, I'm saying we've got like grocery bag size Green Efforts bags, so you can put that on your wrist and carry the black bag and throw the cans in there, and then you
Yes.
can dump them in one big clear bag at the collection spots.
We need a write-up for the people who are manning the stations with instructions, instead of verbally telling them what they need to do.
Mm.
So we need somebody, we need a write-up that says, ask them if they're collecting as an individual or a group or the categories that I put on the top of that thing,
Yeah,
right?
yes, that's fine.
And then they also need to be told that the clear bags are, or the bottles and cans need to go in one bag and trash in the other. Need to separate them. What else, did we need to tell them that we didn't, that the people who've never done, what would you have liked to have known? When you were,
We already have.
when you were doing, you got it all?
Yeah.
Is that everything? Was there anything else you could think of?
Whether they were a part of a group or not.
Alright.
But we were right,
You
I
need
was
the
right.
clipboard, and the clipboard has to have at least 2 pages per location.
Kate, were you saying something?
And the pages need to be numbered, which I did on here too.
I was just saying that those instructions exist, as do the dirty list and all of that. And I think, it's interesting, over the years that I was running it, you could have as many instructions until you're blue in the face and no one reads them. At the end of the day, I would get back all the stuff, and people didn't do any of the things, even though the sheet was right there and it said, do this, do this, do this, talk about this, hand it out this way. It's really wild. But I hear what you're saying to put that back out there, but it's crazy that the word of mouth is the best way. I don't know.
Yeah, but you might, the people who are doing the word of mouth may forget.
Very true, very true. Yeah, it is always good as a reminder.
It's
Yeah.
always hard, but
Yeah.
you can try.
Amy, I was wondering if we can add, what your size was, your group size, because it may seem as an individual, but it may be a family of 4 people or family of 6 people. So then it makes it easy to apportion the gifts,
Yes.
I mean, it could be just me and my husband, or it could be me with my nieces, nephews, everybody,
Yeah,
getting a bag.
yeah, it's perfect. I wrote down group sizes too. That'd be good. Alright.
So the other thing that, might change, is matter of emphasis. Most people who dropped off trash didn't pick up any trash before that day.
Mhm.
And we need to get the message out that this is not a cleanup day, it's Clean Up Farmington. It's a process that starts the 1st of April, and we want people to start picking up trash all along. And when people go out and work really hard for 2 hours and they pick up 12 pounds of trash, that's really good. But if they did that 10 days, that's 120 pounds of trash they could have picked up.
So if our flyers went out earlier,
Yep.
if the flyers went out the middle of March that said you can start collecting April 1st,
So
that would help.
that would help, but the other thing is, when we start talking about a cleanup day, it puts into everybody's head that it's a day.
The cleanup delivery day.
So if we said to them, to people, we're having Farmington cleanup, and we're going to weigh all your trash on this day. That gives everybody an idea that the cleanup isn't about a day, it's about a process that's, in this case, most of a month.
But in that respect, I was wondering, this is my first time, but I was just wondering, why should we do it just once a year? Can we do it once in the fall as well? Because there's a lot of trash that happens after spring, after summer.
We've talked about it, and it's because of the coordination between the committee, the town, volunteers, and everything else, that it makes sense to only have one cleanup day a year, just because of, coordination involved. The reason we have it on the same day as Household Hazardous Waste Day is because we already have, highway guys working that day anyway, because they're working the Household Hazardous Collection Day, and they're available to pick up the trucks if we fill them up, and they collect them that day as well. So that's why it's all kind of one event every year. There's obviously multiple hazardous waste collection days in the year, but it rotates between towns. It's, Farmington, Simsbury, and Avon does it. So we've got one in the spring, that's in Farmington. Simsbury's, I think, in the fall. I think there's one over in the summer. It's either in Avon or Canton, I don't remember, but it's all the area towns. So when we look at,
And this is how we landed on the idea of having Adopt a Road, which has been on our agenda every month for a year.
Especially in the summer, right?
Can I,
Take the break, people throw things out of the car windows and that's.
Yeah.
can I suggest one thing? We did it a couple of years, this was a few years back, but the Farmington River Watershed does an annual fall cleanup. And they put out requests for towns to get involved, and it's very low key. It's not to the level of what, you know, you've just done, and it is possible to tag on to that, and it could be something that Green Efforts does. It's, you know, low stakes, but it offers an opportunity, you know, to, I don't know who was just talking, but you know, to offer another cleanup time. I don't know. It's something to think about.
Well, it's also good advertising for the Farmington River Watershed. I mean, if they're doing that, it would be helpful for it to be more advertised. And
Well,
if
yeah,
we team up with them, that would be.
Yeah.
Well, the
And
thing is, and there's also some opportunity with the Farmington Trails Council. Farmington Trails normally has cleanup in the month of April. And people who clean up the bike trail go out and clean it up, make sure it's all clean in April. And what happens is that we run our cleanup day in April, and our people run out to the bike trails and find no trash, because it's already been picked up, because a week before, they had the bike trail. And so that sort of coordination needs to happen.
And I think there have been years we did coordinate with them. Yeah, sometimes they schedule it for the same day. Again, even just knowing the day, we can say, don't go to the
Right,
trails, because
exactly.
They weren't happy with the way that, like, the number of extra volunteers they got by having it on the same day.
So, if, okay. So if we were to get the flyer for this event out earlier, and like we start talking about it in January, and have something solid, ready to print by March, wouldn't that be helpful too? At least people would think that that might help.
Yeah, I think this year was a little off just with because the way the town council works is that you have I forget how the meetings work out, but because, you know, we don't have a January meeting, and then.
Because of the budget.
Right, and then like.
So the new elected, like,
and then, like,
everyone will be the same.
right, so this year's not election year,
Right.
everyone here will be here next year.
Right.
It's like sometimes it's just the way the timing works out.
Right.
Which I think is part of the reason why Stacy wants someone else to have two people doing it, so that way those two people can work together, even when we're not meeting, on the cleanup day.
Yeah, 'cause that's what I was thinking. Do you do the flyer? Is it, or do you?
Yeah, I did it this time, which, like, when we go over the minutes, I want that switched. I want her to get credit for that in the minutes.
Oh,
Okay, that's next.
Jennifer, sorry.
messed that up.
I mean, it started out as being my responsibility, and then she's like, I know how to use a computer and a program, and I can do it in 6 minutes, and I was like, great.
Sounds like my plan.
I was like, 'cause this takes me a long time in Word.
Something to review by February, I mean, to start thinking
So
about
having it ready earlier, that's a good plan.
But that requires to
But
have these
also-
calls to all the, like,
But
all the
also, if we
sizes
could
to
know
be-
when the other groups are having their
That's
pickups,
the problem, the holdup.
Why?
Because the people who are donating the prizes go on the poster.
Their email, but.
Can't we update that later?
Earlier to,
Well, we can, well, so,
maybe it's printed, but.
Is there a way to?
yeah, but we can update it on we can have something posted on the town website, we can update that, I mean, it's
That's a-
printing it and
that's
putting
a
up in
quick
businesses. Yeah, but it's also, you know, if we reach out to the businesses a little earlier, then we can get them on it, and obviously we can ask if we can put the flyer up at their business, but, you know, Highland Park, yes, it'll be put up at Highland Park, but it'll also be put up elsewhere, and also says Highland Park or something like that, so. I mean, it's not, we can always update it, I mean, if it's just going to, like, businesses, it's not that many to just replace them and most of the businesses have a recycling bin, or you can recycle at your house or something like that. It's not,
It sounds like we already have the date, because Shannon already
I
got
think
the-
so, yeah, it's whatever's the Saturday of on Earth Day.
Oh, so you already know
Nice
when
to
the
meet
date
you
is.
all, like.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
I don't know
haven't
what date it
got
is, I don't.
phone, You're saving? Yes.
I'll find out what the,
Nice to meet you, Priya.
I'll find out what the date is for the next.
John.
John, nice to meet you. I met you, Grace, Amy, and Fantastic.
Bye, thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so should we move on to the minutes?
Yeah, there's no, yeah, up the stairs, take a left, and then a right, it's right around the corner.
Thank you.
All right, no presentations, minutes.
So,
First
need
one
a
is April 2nd.
motion to approve the April 2nd meeting minutes?
So what are the Roberts rules? We make the motion, then we make the edit, we make the.
Yeah, so someone makes the motion with the modification,
Mm-hmm.
and then someone seconds it, and then we vote.
Okay.
Or you can make the motion with the modification, someone seconds, we have discussion. If there's any changes, then it goes back to you to amend the motion. I know.
I know.
Write all that down.
I flat out refuse to
I
learn.
make a motion with the modification of the April 2nd minutes. Is that what I'm supposed to say?
What's the modification?
What's the
It's
modification?
the, where it says that I would do the poster, but Jennifer actually did the poster,
It's
so,
under number 2.
Thank you.
yeah.
It's number 1.
So under C121. Be Jennifer, Stacy, Nation, all right. Just need to vote.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the motion carries. And then to approve the April 18th, 2024 special meeting minutes?
So I think the date of the meeting should
Yeah.
be changed to, from April 2nd to April 18th.
Make a motion, John? Yeah, John made the motion.
John made the motion. Anybody want to second that?
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Passes.
All right.
Public education topics for future newsletters.
I know we had talked about this, I think it was our April meeting, just to start coming up with, public education topics. Now that cleanup day is done, we can kind of get a list together, and then we'll have a running list, so when it comes time, when I get notified when the deadline is for the summer newsletter, I can let everyone know, and someone can pick out of a hat or pick something that's relevant to the, to summer or something.
Well, I said I would write something on ways to avoid using plastic, like bringing a Pyrex dish, and so I'll do that.
Okay.
So you'll do that for the next meeting for us to
Sure.
look at?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
I think it's usually, I want to say due in June, out in July.
Mhm.
I could be wrong.
Do you know about how many words it might be? And I can,
find out. It kind of depends on what's
what else
going
is
on.
in
Yeah,
there,
because like
right.
the spring newsletter, the budget takes up most of it.
Right.
Like it's a 4-page newsletter, the budget's like 2.5 pages.
Right.
So everything else has to get squished down.
You know, we could probably put this on the town website too, don't you think?
Yeah, that too. Sometimes it's
Right.
just because it's going to everyone in town, the newsletter.
Right,
Not everyone checks the
website, no.
unless you sign up.
So the next meeting is June 4th, so if you
Okay.
have something
Yep,
for
I'll
that
do
meeting
that.
that we
Mhm.
could look at, that would be great.
Should I email it around first?
Sure.
Okay.
Ask for comments,
Okay, sure.
suggestions, that's good.
You're a teacher, so you're like, I know, right?
So that'll be.
retired.
Okay.
So that'll be for summer, but just, if people want to start thinking of ideas for other newsletters,
Teacher Appreciation Week.
if it's something, you want to write up, that's fine too. You can always claim it, and we can say for the winter
Yeah.
newsletter, the fall newsletter.
I'll just go on record as saying, this is my background, so I'm happy to do this, I just love it.
You can write up stuff.
I hate having to put everything on one person.
No, I'll complain.
No, I know.
She wants to do it, it's that sort of thing,
and-
that's great.
Bree, I think I'll double check with our, economic development coordinator, but I think we had talked about doing something through them for restaurants, because the black plastic's not recyclable, of picking alternate takeout containers or something like
Mhm.
that.
Okay.
I think they've got a separate newsletter that they do. I don't know how often it is, but I'll double check with her. I think we had a meeting with her, so I'll chat with her then. for the businesses to get something to them as well.
Mhm.
She has a weekly email. They're very,
I think, yeah, I don't know, I think it's weekly, I just don't.
they're very in-depth and nice.
So the waste reduction goal, Westwood's composting program.
So I don't have an update, I know it started, Sam was gonna get me something from Tara.
Oh, I
don't
could-
think she
I
did.
could, I
Oh,
could
you got something?
update you on that. Yeah, so, yeah, they're doing great. She's not having any issues that to speak of. So it's well underway and it seems to be a successful project. That's for the composting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Thank
worth
you.
exploring, expanding that. Obviously we want the data from her, but, expanding to the other schools, continuing our search for whether or not we're going to do a town-wide composting program, when that's going to happen. It'd be nice
And
to
I think that,
preempt the state.
yeah, I think part of it was starting at Westwood, aside from making sure it's successful, making sure that it doesn't, I don't wanna say double the cost for the school district, but, there's obviously a cost to get the food picked up every week, or the food waste picked up every week, but the goal is that it would offset the solid waste collection.
Right.
So I think right now the school, Westwood gets waste collected twice a week, so theoretically, if one of those switches to composting, then that would kind of, it's not a one-for-one offset, but it would, obviously, for doing this, it's obviously better for the environment, and it's for a little bit more price difference.
Sure.
I say that I would, look into composting efforts in, for instance, West Hartford. So I did call the woman who's been running that, and I'll type up those notes, but, there's a section of West Hartford that is now composting, and she had all sorts of interesting issues that I hadn't thought of, like how do you get people to comply with this, and, there's just, anyway, I'll type up those notes.
All right,
So we have them.
Yeah. And I know, the House session closes tomorrow night. I haven't heard anything, I haven't gotten any updates, at least on my email, about, if there's been any votes on Senate Bill 191 for the composting. I know it made it out of committee with a minor change. It was that the composting facilities have to be available in order for a municipality to be forced to compost, which,
Fair.
yeah.
Yes, we need to keep that as a separate bullet.
Yeah, that's no problem. Yeah, it was just because
Yeah.
the session closes tomorrow night, I hadn't gotten any updates, I just left it off.
Okay.
But I'll update everyone in June, if it passes or not.
Okay.
And that's 4 years. 2028, I think, is the date on that bill.
So
For,
could we get IAR going next fall? Composting? It'll be the same kids, like.
I don't know, I'll have to check with Sam, it might be a budget thing as well, just, they didn't request the budget increase or whatever this, to reallocate, I know there's other things going on, so it might be just seeing, obviously Westwood started late in the year, started after April break, just because they had issues getting everything set up, so it might be that, we continue it for the first, little bit. I mean, budgets are early in the year, so if we continue it at, Westwood's for September, October, November, and it's proved to be successful, then maybe we can work with the Board of Ed to get it added into the budget for the following year, for maybe not every school, but maybe adding
Oh,
it.
it's such a delay. But what if it's gonna take a 4-month delay, why don't we just say we're starting at IAR in September, and then it won't happen until the budget's already done?
I think the hard part was getting the first one started.
Fine.
It's not ideal, but.
So on the whole topic of composting, I think the Westwood program is great, and I think we should expand it to Irving Rollins. That's a normal sort of a thing, and we can do that. But there's also the issue of, are we going to do anything more broadly so that households can be participating in a composting program? But the other thing is to provide education to people on how they can compost at their own home.
Well, that's one of the things we could write in a little article about.
Yeah,
Right.
so a while ago, we did give out or sell, composting bins.
Yes,
The problem is that not everyone has a yard big enough for a composting bin, not everyone has enough, some people don't make a lot of food waste. Or, you know, it's obviously, it's not a, you know, there are easier ones where it's just a tumble compost, so you throw some food in, throw some leaves and grass clippings in, and you give it a spin, which is the more convenient one, but those are also a little more expensive than just the standard, call it a barrel, or, you know, the cheapest version is just setting up the pallets, and you know, you have separate bins. But sometimes that's more difficult for people than, I mean, it's just part of the reason, I'm assuming, we went to single stream recycling, because now you just throw it all in one bin as opposed to having to separate it into two bins. So it's.
Are those bear proof?
No.
That our bear population is.
They're not.
No.
They're not.
No.
So we're gonna increase our bear population.
Right, so that's the other thing,
so I have composting bins in the back of my yard, I've never had a bear.
No, I've never had a bear either.
Oh, 'cause they don't know about it.
yeah.
Well, I haven't told
Know
them.
about my bird feeders, but they
Yeah,
do
yeah,
not know about my
and we've got an
compost.
ordinance for bird feeders, so,
That's
just
true, I've
curious.
never had any.
I think,
Oh my gosh, the bears were horrible. They ate all of mine all the time.
yeah,
Oh.
And
yeah.
ever since I went to Blue Earth, everyone's like, how come there's no bears in the High Street anymore? I'm like,
Ah,
So, you know, and, you know, if you live in a condo or something like that, you can't always compost on your property, I mean,
No, exactly, you have an
Yeah.
apartment, you need to,
right, so offering that, so we are looking into it, it just, again, it takes some time to figure out the logistics, I mean, Blue Earth, when I spoke with them, they do have a lot of educational material about composting, I'm not sure how much of it is about home composting, but I think the state has some resources as well for that, but, you know, that Blue Earth has, does have information on composting and food scraps and waste and everything like that we can get from them.
well, I'll get in touch with them. I mean, I do use Blue Earth, so
Yeah.
I can
yeah.
do that.
Yeah, and I had spoken to them a few months ago, and they said whatever, you know, whatever information we
Yeah,
want.
they've been very forthcoming. I talked to them too about composting.
they did a presentation for a committee.
Years ago, it was like one of my first meetings.
They're trying to hornswoggle you into thinking that it was well on its way, and you just agree.
First year was a little busy.
So where are we with the letter signs and adoption?
So, again, I sent everyone the folder, with some of the resources. The person that was interested in doing this program hasn't really been coming to meetings either. So, the person that was interested in doing it hasn't been around to kind of
Okay, so we're gonna
spearhead it, so we
put
can leave
that
it
on
on for
hold?
another, yeah, we'll put it on hold for now.
We'll just keep it on the
Yeah,
agenda?
it's something we can look into, but again, I need,
Action project.
yes, like, I can't just make this all on my own. You know, I need everyone to do, you know, take a look at what other towns have, come up with some ideas that you want in Farmington. Because in the end, we're gonna write an ordinance, something that over to the program. Gotta make sure that stuff's getting cleaned up, so.
I tried to get some of the SHS and Porters to write the ordinance. I'm like, this is a capstone project, it's a beginning and an end, you'll present to the town, you're gonna have this done. It's nothing, tumbleweeds. Isn't it the perfect high school project?
There you go. All right, so we'll keep it on the agenda and we'll
Yeah.
visit it next time.
You know the Eagle Scouts? Get an Eagle Scout to do it.
How about a motion to adjourn?
Okay.
So before we do that, I think there's a topic called other. Okay, so I have an idea that I'm not sure, I just wanted to introduce it to see if anybody else thinks it's a good idea. And my idea is Farmington Walks.
Farmington what?
Walks.
Okay.
And it would be a program where we say we're gonna pick a month, and let's just say we pick May. And we have people sign up to volunteer or to say that they're going to promise to walk in May, and what they've agreed to do beyond their normal leisurely walking, which we would encourage them to do, but they would walk to any place they were going within a mile of their home. And so if you're going down to the drugstore and it was half mile away, you would walk to your drugstore. You would pledge to do that for the month of May. we're gonna encourage people to walk. And if they're gonna pick up something that's more than 10 pounds, they can drive. But if they're gonna pick up something that's 5 pounds, they're gonna walk down there and pick it up and come home.
I walk down to the jewelry store all the time.
See,
You're walking to Highland Park for your groceries, you're.
right, there's a lot of places you can walk to in Farmington,
Yeah, I think,
Right.
and there's not many people walk. So if we simply set aside a month, we encourage people to pledge for that month to be part of Farmington Walks.
I would,
And then we would give them a hat. So they could have a special hat that says they're part of Farmington Walks. And as they walk around in May, everybody looks around and say, oh, that person's part of the Farmington Walks. And it would encourage people to start walking in the neighborhoods instead of staying home.
coordinate that also with Bike to Work Week Day, which I think is also in May, if I remember correctly. So just saying, you know, walker,
to work.
bike, because we've got a lot of bike trails in town too, and a lot of bike facilities, so kind of saying walker, bike, biking, a
Right.
mile on a bike is nothing, it takes
So
you.
I wouldn't mind people pledging to bike to CVS as well, so that's okay with me.
Right, so just expanding into
Right.
those, and then, you know, doing something, saying, and also this week is.
But have people publicly say, I pledge to do this, and they're
Who are they saying it to?
to the town.
No, but I mean, when they say who are they pledging to?
So they would do something through us, through the Green Efforts Committee. They would fill out a form that says, I'm pledging, and because they've filled out the form, we give them the hat. And that demonstrates the fact that they've pledged.
There's a public health initiative that does the same thing every year. Do you know Cindy Stern?
No.
She runs it, and it's more complex. This is a great idea, but hers is that people keep track of their steps. And then everybody sends them their steps once a week, and then, you know, it just gets, and then eventually there's a big prize.
8,500.
8,500?
Or you give them a sheet that says for these 5 weeks,
But
which days did you walk and how many miles did you walk, and
that would be great,
That in.
but I think it makes it more complex.
It obligates you to,
But it would be nice if we could track the number of CO2, like the offset by, like,
Right.
the miles not driven.
But if we could simply say to people,
we did that at every,
let's do a public pledge.
at every source.
Oh, yeah?
That's exactly what we did.
That's awesome.
And so it would just get people to,
Yeah.
encourage people to get out on their legs as opposed to driving
mhm.
a quarter miles to pick up something at the store.
October.
That's a good walking month.
All right, so we gotta put
National
that,
Bike to Work Day is the third Friday in May, so,
Too late.
you decided October.
No, I just was trying to think of something
So
that,
I'll add that, I'll add to the agenda for our next meeting in June.
yeah, add
And
that to
add
the
it
June.
point.
Yeah.
I said I don't love buying stuff to give away for green efforts.
Yeah, that's
always
the
my
other thing
thought.
is that,
I'm just trying
and
to think of a way
Yeah.
for somebody can publicly
Yeah.
put out the fact that they've signed up. That's the way to do it.
So think more about exactly how you would do that for next meeting.
All right?
We'll talk about it some more, in more detail. Like the
All right.
logistics of it,
the next agenda.
form.
I'll walk to Highland Park, backpack, like I did in Brooklyn.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so now do we wanna,
Highland Park.
All right.
I'd like to CVS.
I'm distracting everyone, I'm sorry. Adjourn this meeting already, Amy, you're
Yeah,
dragging it
no.
on and on.
That's the motion.
I'm trying to keep the meetings like not too crazy long, so work with me here,
I think
people.
Stacy made the motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Motion.
Motion is there. All in
Second
favor?
it.
Anybody opposed?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
We are adjourned.
Bye.